Hello, you amazing noble freedom warriors. Welcome to the Awake, Free, and Ready update. I'm your host, Dwayne Classen. I wanted to shake things up a bit for the channel, the podcast, and group, and deliver the news and updates that matter to you in a more positive yet objective way that makes sense of the headlines. And I'll add my own unique spin to the narrative. I also wanted to make sure you have some insights and empowerment to help you manage your peace of mind in these very unprecedented times. So, let's get to the top stories. And let's talk about CERN. The CERN Super Collider was fired up in Switzerland Tuesday after allegedly being shut down for 3 years for maintenance and upgrades. The world's largest particle accelerator was switched back on in April, but the tests were on hold until July 5th. It will now operate around the clock for 4 years using an unprecedented level of energy of 13 tera electron volts. CERN's head accelerator technology, Michael Lamont, said he aims to deliver 1.6 billion proton-to-proton collisions per second. This time, the proton beams will be narrowed to less than 10 microns. A human hair is around 70 microns thick. To increase the collision rate, he said. On July 4th, 2012, the scientists announced the observation of the Higgs boson, the elusive God particle, that gives almost all other particles their mass, and thus lays the foundation for the matter that forms us and everything we see around us in our known universe. Physicists hope that the resumption of collisions will help in their quest for the so-called dark matter that lies beyond the visible universe. Now, dark matter is thought to be 5 times more prevalent than ordinary matter, but does not absorb, reflect, or emit light. Researchers have said that searches have so far come up empty-handed. What else have they found with their $12 billion Luciferian cult gadget that they're not telling us? But let me be candid without the science jargon. It is speculated that the CERN Collider is consuming such a fantastic amount of energy that they are creating black holes, rifts in the time-space continuum, and even opening the very gates of hell. There are enough disaster movies to foretell that nothing good can come of this. In 2008, they first turned the machine on. Can anyone argue against the fact that the entire world has slowly been dying since 2008? And maybe, just maybe, this was the cause of everything. There are a lot of theories floating around the internet, and you probably have one of your very own. Many people speculate that CERN ripped a hole in the Earth's timeline and is the reason for some of the glitches in the Matrix some are experiencing today. It is abundantly clear that this is a machine and technology that is perhaps something humanity is just not ready for yet. They are trying to find what is in the spaces between the spaces. And in truth, that's exactly what we are all here to do, to know thyself. Ironically, you can't access it through the intellect. Be vigilant, my friends. Stranger things are occurring in the days ahead. What are your thoughts on this? Leave a comment. All right, let's get to the Georgia Guidestones. The Georgia Guidestones, also known as America's Stonehenge, were significantly damaged after an alleged bombing. The attack, currently being investigated by Georgia Bureau of Investigation, are working in tandem with the Elbert County Sheriff's Office. Now, the granite monument was erected in 1980 and has been the center of conspiracy theories since its mysterious construction, and its creators have remained anonymous to this very day. However, many believe it was a monument to the Luciferian globalist elite agenda, spelling out exactly what the plans are for a utopian world etched in 20-ton granite pillars in 8 languages. It was not meant as a rebuilding plan for humanity after the apocalypse, like what the media is trying to say, but a plan in achieving perfect population base to such ends. A population of just over 500 million people. It would require the calling of over 6.5 billion people, something that WEF and Bill Gates and many globalists have been hinting at for years. However, the mystery surrounding the monument's destruction is also being called into question. Here is the real-time video footage of the explosion, which is perfectly captured, complete with a car driving away. The people in the car could have been making out in the parking lot for all we know, and hightailed it out of there after the explosion, as there's no footage of a person or a group walking up to plant the explosive device or walking away. How is that possible? Plus, the debris field is suspiciously directional, like it was taken out by a rocket, like an RPG. Now, many are heralding the destruction of the Guidestones as a win for humanity and celebrating its demise. However, as so many people were waking up to the truth of the Guidestones over the last couple of years and making the connection with the WEF and the Cabal agenda, perhaps the structure was taken out to destroy the evidence that connected them to the monument and of their plans. So what are your thoughts? Considering that this is a crime scene, why would they bring in an excavator in to destroy the evidence just hours after the crime? They say it was for safety reasons, yet it's a crime scene, so no one would be permitted near it. The story of the destruction is as mysteriously being buried as the construction and its purpose. Nothing is as it seems, my friends. All right, our final report is the road to net zero. The food supply chain challenges are about to get a whole lot worse. The Netherlands is the second largest exporter of food in the world. Next to the US, it provides the world with much of what shows up on your plate. Now, this is something I had no idea about. Farmers protested around the Netherlands as lawmakers voted on Tuesday on proposals to slash emissions of damaging pollutants, a plan that will likely force farmers to cut their livestock herds or stop work altogether. Now, the government says emissions of nitrogen oxide and ammonia, which livestock produce, must be drastically reduced close to nature areas. Now, which is something that we can all appreciate, but it is how the government is going about it that is purely criminal. The ruling coalition wants to cut emissions of pollutants, predominantly nitrogen oxide and ammonia, by 50% nationwide by 2030. Ministers call the proposal an unavoidable transition that aims to improve air, land, and water quality. They warned that farmers will have to adapt or face the prospect of shuttering their businesses. Now, farmers argue that they are being unfairly targeted as polluters, while other industries such as aviation, oil and gas, construction, and transportation are also contributing to emissions and face far less far-reaching rules. They also say the government is not giving them a clear picture of their futures amid the proposed reforms. The reforms are a direct initiative of the WEF. Here's Dutch Prime Minister Martin Rutte explaining the plan.
I'd like to highlight a World Economic Forum initiative in this regard, the World Economic Forum Food Innovation Hubs. And these hubs in Africa, in Asia, in South America and in Europe will allow businesses to connect regional stakeholders to skill innovations, because this is key, skill innovations that can address food systems challenges. And here I'm particularly proud to announce that the Netherlands will host the global coordinating secretariat of the World Economic Forum Food Innovation Hubs.
This is all code for a land grab. Some 5,000 farmers are losing their land due to these harsh climate mandates. And who do you think is getting the land in foreclosure? Yeah, the Dutch government and the elites that control them. This story is not isolated to the Netherlands. It is playing out across the world. Think of all the food processing plants and storage facilities that have been mysteriously going up in smoke in recent months across North America. Think of the millions of chickens, cattle, and pigs that had to be destroyed due to alleged mysterious plagues without evidence, and governments paying farmers to till under entire crops. What do you think? People, we've got to wake up. Leave a comment. My friends, the priority right now is on your personal sovereignty. You must get yourself and your family and place of self to a place of self-sufficiency. You don't want to be beholden to this system. Start with just a few extra items with each trip to the store. Start planting your garden, even if it's on your patio. Plan for at least 3 to 6 months of food, and dial into your networks of like-minded people for support. It's the very reason I started Awake, Free, and Ready. It's not about being alarmist or fear-driven. It's about taking personal responsibility for your life and for your future. The more you can remove yourself from this system that depends on your submission and obedience, the more you will feel your freedom and your personal power. And that's essentially what we've been wanting and seeking all of our lives. Thank you for joining me. Remember, you are here to awaken your soul, free your mind, and get ready for what's next. Much love to you, amazing warrior souls. If you got some value out of today's show, please subscribe, like, share, and comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. Have the best day. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.